Big Guy Z, now on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and X. Seriously, can we all agree that the switch from Twitter to X is one of the worst rebrands in the history of rebranding? 90% of all users, including myself, still use words like Twitter, tweet, retweet, quote tweet, and so on. Now got to update all my end cards now. Thanks a lot, Elon. Anyway, I digress. Hey guys, how you doing? Big Guy Z up in here once again, and I have done something quite terrible. I've joined a book club. Now, some of you might be thinking, hey, there's nothing bad about that. Well, it is kind of bad when you've got other books that you're supposed to be reading. Why did I join? Well, someone I know wanted to join the book club and they didn't want to go on their own, so I thought, why not? And yeah, here we are. Then I thought it'd be cool to make videos based on the book club books I've read, sharing my thoughts and other thoughts from people from the book club. Now this won't be my usual setup with the main review and then the spoiler talk, just my general thoughts. Oh, and by the way, I will dive into spoilers, so you have been warned. Okay, that's enough explaining. Book number 1 is The Underground Railroad by Colson, Whitehead. It's about a young lady called Cora, who is a slave who decides to run away to freedom via the Underground Railroad with a fellow slave called Caesar. Yeah, it's that kind of story. Needless to say, this novel doesn't pull any punches. I mean, it is brutal. I am giving it all the trigger warnings. It's just violent. Despite this is a really good, well-written adventure story, and I do like an adventure. Although I must point out a few things surprised me. Firstly, I was surprised by the sense of community within the Randall plantation. Slaves working with and against each other. Slaves marrying each other, children being born into slavery. Another thing is that the abolitionists and the sympathizers in the book was a reminder that some white people saw slavery for the evil that it was, and some even died as a result, like Martin and Ethel. Now, some might view this as a little controversial, but I didn't see Cora as a particularly interesting character. I'm sorry, I just think that the events and the people surrounding her were far more interesting. Even Ridgway the slave catcher. Now, in the story, Ridgway, at least for me, always appeared quite cool and calculated for, a ruthless slave catcher. He didn't own any slaves himself, and he wasn't even particularly fond of the slave owner Randall. Heck, even his relationship with Homer, a little free black boy who liked to hang around with him, was also quite unique. The attack on Valentine Farm was by far the most shocking for me. I really thought that Cora was home and dry there. Mingo, that snake! Speaking of that attack, out of all the deaths, I think that Royals was the saddest one. I think we can safely say that he was Cora's love interest, but it never came to be. As for the ending, I like how it doesn't really end. Cora makes a narrow escape and she just continues on her journey to freedom. Now, in the book club meeting, it was noted that this book may not exactly be historically accurate. I mean, by all means, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall there being any records of a underground railroad whenever I looked up the transatlantic slave trade. Someone in the group in the book club meeting also pointed out that even though slaves can run away from their plantations and find freedom, the fugitive slave law also meant that slave catchers like Ridgway can fish them out and drag them back in, so causing these runaways to constantly look over their shoulder. Overall, this book is definitely not a light-hearted read, but hey, it won the 2017 Pulitzer Prize for a reason. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on, The Underground Railroad by Colson, Whitehead. If you have read this book yourself, then by all means, let me know your thoughts right down in the comment section below. If you want to remain updated when it comes to my videos, then please hit that subscribe button, and hey, a thumbs up would be nice too. The next book for the book club is Circe by Madeline Miller. Madeline? Oh well. My next meeting for this book will be around April time, so if you like, you can get this book also, and we can read it together. How cool would that be? But until then, later. Gosh, I missed that. Hey, well, I messed up my autofocus. Autofocus. I'm here. Come on. You see me now. Wow, you're gonna stay there. You're gonna stay. Leave my face blurred. That was gonna be like a little thing to do at the end, but yeah, you kind of dragged it out now. You kind of ruined the joke. Autofocus. And you're still there. Okay. Oh, and there it is. Wait, we're nearly there? Okay, now I can end the video. See you guys.